Hello summoners and welcome back to another ProGuides video. My name's Saskia and today we'll be bringing back all the best balance changes implemented into League of Legends. All the changes we will mention are currently in the live game, but we will show what the old Wild West days of League looked like in the past. For our question of the day, what was your favorite change or update to League of Legends? For me, it was the entrances in the base that allowed you to traverse through them into the jungle faster. I can't believe I used to walk all the way around to get to the other side. Leave your comments below and we look forward to reading them. Before we get started, make sure to visit our website at ProGuides.com, where we have live group classes from top tier instructors like Zyrene and Mike Young. There's even courses from your favorite pro players like Doublelift and Loco Doco. With that being said, let's jump straight into the video. We're gonna start this video off with a bang and talk about what queuing up for solo queue used to look like. While we understand this wasn't a balance change directly to the Rift itself, we think it deserves the #1 spot on the list because boy did it change the attitude of people in solo queue. During the old queue system, you'd be placed into champion select with 4 other players and no roles were assigned. This means that each player had to call their role and it would conflict because maybe 3 people wanted mid lane. Then comes the back and forth of I called it first, or I'm higher pick, or I'm trolling, and that created a very hostile environment before the game even started. On top of that, one person controlled all the bans, so you wouldn't be able to ban your kryptonites like Yasuo, Zed, and Darius, but instead depend on the first pick to ban whatever he likes. While trolling and players taking hostages of lobbies still exists, it happens at an extremely lower rate than what it looked like before. I'll be honest, this change was so good, it deserved a #1 spot in our video about balance changes. If you played back in the day, you know what exactly I'm talking about. The old runes used to be these pages where you had to buy marks, seals, glyphs, and quintessences that covered a variety of things from damage, armor, and magic resistance. You even had things like EXP quints that gave you more experience and crit chance so you can land the 1% crit in a random trade early on. The funniest thing was you could not edit this page once you got into champion select, so Riot Games kind of forced you to purchase more pages so you can cover a wide variety of situations and champions for any given game. However, once you have gone through the confusing process of purchasing your runes and setting them up, you had the masteries. The masteries were a list of perks you can take that were actually used to create the rune pages you use today. A couple of these examples are Fervor of Battle, which is what Conquer looks like today, Thunderlords, which now looks like Electrocute, and our favorite, Storm Raiders Surge, which is now Phase Rush. The worst part is the fact that you did not have full access to a mastery page until you were level 30. So you got the points as you leveled, which also meant if you didn't fully fill out a page, you would lose out on free stats that you could have gotten. I think we have gotten our point across. You can clearly see that this system could have been overwhelming for newer players, and Riot Games made a much needed change to something more simple and effective to what we see today. This was a game changer, but believe it or not, back in the day you had to manually purchase yellow wards for 75 gold. This means that during the early game, you'd be playing the game blind and guessing where the enemy jungler was since you couldn't ward for early ganks. Even then, did you really want to spend money on wards since the saying goes, wards don't do damage? Fortunately enough, trinkets were released into the game allowing us players to place wards for free when they were available. Haha, just joking. My teammates still don't place wards anyways. However, on a serious note, this change made it so supports weren't blamed as hard for not warding. Transitioning off our point about supports being blamed for not warding, supports used to buy items that generated gold like the Philosopher's Stone, Heart of Gold, and sometimes Kage's Lucky Pick. These items serve to generate gold so supports can continuously purchase wards and pink wards over and over. However, many players would either not purchase wards at all, or all in damage items when they were autofilled support, so some games would be played with no vision, which made it very hard to navigate. Riot Games did a very good job of making support items that generate gold over time and rewards playing towards their mission to unlock wards. Now supports didn't have to spend all game purchasing wards, rather can focus on items to assist their team and have built-in wards instead. On the topic of warding, make sure to come join our website and get a challenger to your coach to help you ward specific spots so you can dominate your lane and win more games. Next up on the list, we got the Dragon Soul. This change was only implemented recently, but you currently get 2 random dragons and a consistent 3rd dragon for the rest of the game until Elder. Before the changes, teams would stack dragons and just have random stats throughout the game. Don't get us wrong, each dragon was very powerful, even individually, but there wasn't a specific direction teams were playing towards. Aside from stacking dragons and having a stronger Elder Dragon, of course, this made it more viable for teams to just sacrifice dragons when they were behind and keep scaling into the final team fight instead of having to contest the soul we have now. The main point we're getting to is that it feels a lot more meaningful to stack dragons and try to reach that huge buff that is given at the end of the road to help you end out the game, instead of having to simply play for Baron. Compared to the Baron buff you see today, the Hand of Baron never buffed minions and made them stronger until somewhere in Season 4. You used to get attack damage and ability power, with health regen, but ultimately, you had no sieging power aside from your champions. This made it so some team compositions designed to wave clear infinitely could do so, since minions can be killed immediately. Examples of these champions included Anivia, Ziggs, and even Ezreal, so it made the winning team have to take a dive, which could go horribly wrong. I'm looking at you, CLGEU. Nowadays, minions are buffed to become stronger and faster, so it makes it a lot easier for the winning team to siege multiple lanes at once and crack open that base. Based on all the changes Riot Games have been making with Baron and Dragon Soul, they are trying to design the games in the favor of winning teams to have more options to win when they transition into the mid game. These are all good changes in the sense of spectating League of Legends, since you don't have to watch a Resident Sleeper 1-hour game of back and forth wave clearing. Turret plates were added to give incentive for more early game picks to try to bully enemies and get gold. The greatest thing about turret plates is that it rewards aggressive players with money along with taking down enemy structures. Keep in mind the ability to take turret plates is gone by 14 minutes, so it's gold that never comes back into the game. Let's do some simple math to demonstrate. Let's say Team A takes 4 plates from each tower in top, mid, and bot lane without actually finishing the towers. 140 multiplied by 12 equals 1,680 gold dispersed throughout the team. Team B, on the other hand, only takes 2 plates equaling 280 gold before 14 minutes. Under the assumption the game stays equal for the rest of the game, Team B will always be behind 1400 gold, which is a whole BF sword and a couple pink wards. While there are more snowballing opportunities with more gold being put into the game, we have to view the other strategies that were targeted by professional teams in the past. Before tower plates, turrets used to take almost full damage from champions, which created some rushing strategies or even lane swaps. I watched some of those pro games, and to be honest, watching pro teams avoid each other and just trade towers on each side of the map were boring since there was no potential for early game action, which made it very hard to watch. Teleport became a very popular summoner spell for top laners over Ignite because of the ability to impact the map. A lot of players felt the summoner spell had too much flexibility in its usage, so Riot Games nerfed the cooldown, but players continued to take it. So they took active measures to try to gut it, making Teleport unable to be cancelled once it's channeled. This completely changed how top laners would react to plays because there's no point entering a lost fight only to die and lose a summoner spell. This now rewards teams who actively play as a team and set up plays that they can commit for instead of reacting to every little thing the enemy team does. Maybe one day Riot Games can add an item for players to mark allies and teleport to them, similarly to Shen and the Yellow Flash, so that we see more ignites in the top lane. I don't know about you, but make sure to join our Discord below to discuss any changes you think should be made to teleport. The alcoves were a recent change, adding a small area in top and bot lane for players to run into to escape situations or to simply hide. Regardless of whether or not you agree with the changes, the alcove gives more options for players to stall out or outplay the situations, especially when they are trapped by the enemy. Before these changes, if you got caught out by the enemy, you would get ran down and die with little to no counterplay. But this adds a bit more breathing room, especially when you're sieging aggressively. Look, I'll be honest, I thought the alcoves would look funny at first, but overall, not a bad change from Riot Games. Last but not least, we have the plants. Starting off with the Vision plant. This allows a player to hit it in a specific direction, revealing enemies and wards, making it easier to face check to gain control. You guys don't understand how much this addition was needed because back in the good old days, if you lost control of an area, you had absolutely zero way to regain control except by walking in blind or having a specific spell like Ash Hawkshot or Clairvoyance. Now you can spot out that one Garen hiding in a bush instead of getting ambushed and attempting to run away before dying to his big sword. The fruit plant is still undervalued a little bit in my opinion, but this created another mini objective for teams to play for to help champions sustain after a skirmish or battle. Back in the day, you would be able to purchase mana potions, but the only way to sustain mana now is with blue, scuttle, or the fruit plant. Ah, my favorite, the blast plants. I have seen way too many funny clips with this, from players sending their teammates back into the enemy team, or making failed escapes where they attack themselves straight into the air, only to come back down on the same spot. However, regardless of the fails, there have been many clever uses of these things, from Baron sneaking, or placing multiple Heimerdinger turrets on them and sending them into the enemy team. These created new opportunities for teams to achieve what they wanted to do faster, and gave us a couple laughs along the way. Also, have you ever seen that one random AD carry misclick this plant while they're trying to kite? Oh wait, I'm that AD carry. In conclusion, I may always complain about League of Legends, but there are many changes Riot Games have implemented over time, which makes the game what we all love today. While there are many great things to look past on, there are many directions the game can be taken, and we will always look forward to documenting those changes to you guys when they come out. My name's Saskio, and that concludes our latest episode of the 10 best balance changes to League of Legends. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to join our Discord below, where we do tons of coaching giveaways and community events. Lastly, don't forget to visit our website at ProGuides.com, where you can receive coaching from pro players, watch live classes, and improve with courses from pro players. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe for more content. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck on the Rift.